Hi there, welcome to this lesson. Your sourcing strategy will enable you to optimize your procurement processes, mitigate risks, and drive overall business success. Additionally, it serves as a guiding framework to ensure that your organization's procurement activities align with its overall goals, minimize the risks, and foster productive relationship with suppliers. The first step in determining your sourcing strategy is to analyze the data you collected. You may have already completed the templates as part of lesson 1.4, capturing the necessary information for analysis. Now it's time to draw conclusions. Write down quick wins and finalize this analysis. Once you conclude your analysis, it's time to translate it into sourcing blocks. The building blocks are key components that significantly impact your sourcing process and contribute to its success. They are closely aligned with the organizational policy and goals. Here are some of the building blocks: supplier strategy, contract strategy, points for attention for specification, points of attention during selection, setup, process. To translate the findings from sourcing analysis into concrete building blocks or sourcing blocks, this template can serve as a guide to assist you in structuring and organizing the building blocks based on the insights gained from your analysis. Similar to our previous work, you will establish the supplier strategy, contract strategy, points for attention for specification, points of attention during the selection, and setup process for implementing sourcing blocks in this template. This approach allows you to put your sourcing blocks on paper by defining clear strategies, identifying crucial specification details, outlining selection criteria, and establishing an effective implementation process. Next, you will conduct a gap analysis to identify the difference between your current sourcing situation and your organization's goals. By comparing these aspects, you can pinpoint the crucial elements that are missing. As a skilled procurement manager, your goal is to define and integrate these missing elements into the new sourcing setup. It is also important to make sure that these newly identified elements align with and support the overall objectives of the organization. This ensures that your sourcing strategy complements the organization's goals. After identifying the difference between the current and new building blocks, it's essential to communicate them openly. This understanding will guide you during the implementation phase, which involves dealing with changes. Resistance is normal during implementation, but leveraging the insights from your gap analysis can lead to a successful outcome. By addressing the gaps and aligning the sourcing strategy with organizational goals, you can navigate the change process more effectively, reducing resistance and increasing the chances of success. You can use this template for your personal gap analysis. After you address the gaps, the next step is the process of developing your sourcing strategy. Here you will gather ideas by brainstorming based on the identified building blocks. Then you take those ideas and convert them into different levels of improvement. Next, you identify the risks, barriers, and necessary conditions for implementing the strategy. Finally, you quantify the expected results and create a timeline for the implementation. Once all these steps are completed, you can present the sourcing strategies to the management team for their approval. During the brainstorming session, all ideas are carefully reviewed and categorized into operational, tactical, and strategic improvements, depending on the level of impact and scope. If needed, you can use this template for your brainstorm session. After your brainstorming session, it's crucial to assess and select ideas based on the level of progress. Separate the ideas related to operational, tactical, and strategic improvements. Then, define specific improvement goals for each building block at each level. This helps establish clear and concrete objectives to enhance your sourcing strategy effectively. Lastly, when transitioning from improvements to sourcing strategy, it's important to plan and divide your strategies over time. Consider actions for the short, medium, and long term. Keep in mind that operational improvements can be made in the short term and strategic improvements can sometimes be implemented quickly, not just in the long term. In procurement, Make short-term action plans a priority by engaging the market with information requests and proposals. Just remember, it's essential to ensure that these actions align with your long-term goals for a consistent and aligned approach. So there you have it. You now finished the last lesson of Module 1 and learn how to determine your sourcing strategy. Congratulations and thank you for joining us.